it, I wanted to talk about your days in broadcasting, starting with the University of Iowa and then moving on to the University of Wisconsin.
Yes, I always, as a youngster, wanted to be in radio or TV broadcasting. I really enjoyed it and wanted to pursue that. So I was always growing up a University of Illinois fan, would follow their basketball and football games. But a friend of mine one day said, I'm going to take a drive out to Iowa City and take a look at the University of Iowa campus. You want to go along? I said, yeah, I'll go along with you. Went out there and really enjoyed the small town atmosphere in Iowa City. Everything revolved around the University of Iowa. When they had a football game, every store in town had Go Hawkeyes on it. And, I grew up in Chicago, and I didn't want to go to a school in Chicago where it kind of gets swallowed up because of all the professional teams. And so I really liked the Iowa campus. Then I got an offer for a partial baseball scholarship at the University of Wisconsin. So I went and visited that too. I didn't care for that as much. It was much bigger campus, spread out more, and I just liked the feel in Iowa City at the University of Iowa. So wound up going there and never regretted it. Worked for the campus radio station, got a chance to do Iowa football, Iowa basketball. They didn't have hockey, so I had no experience doing hockey on radio or TV, but enjoyed my 4 years at Iowa.
So segue that into then a professional start at the University of Wisconsin.
Well, then I moved from, when I graduated from Iowa, got a job in a small town, Oldwine, Iowa, was there for about 4 months in news. But I took it because I just wanted to get started, get my foot in the door. And then went to WITI TV in Milwaukee. So I moved up in market size and still was doing news, just a news reporter, not a news anchor. Still wanted to get back into sports. I really missed doing the play-by-play. And a sports directorship opened in Madison, Wisconsin. So I took that, took a step down in market size, but I was back in sports. Worked for WMTV at first for 2 years, then went to WKOW in Madison. And while I was there doing TV twice a day and radio, the University of Wisconsin hockey team got really good. And the program director one day said, Bob, I'm glad I ran into you because this Friday and Saturday, we're doing Wisconsin hockey and you're doing the play-by-play. I said, what? I've never done that. So I met with a coach and got a crash course on what to do. And so we went on the road, and I did 2 radio broadcasts on the road. When I got home, I talked to the coach's wife. Her name was Martha. And I said, Martha, did you listen to any of those games? She said, yes, I did. I said, how were they? She said, well, they were all right, except you didn't tell me who the referees were. And I said, is that important? He said, of course. How do I know who to be mad at if I don't know who the referees are?
That's funny. So that's a great story. I actually went to the University of Wisconsin. I know I've told you that before, but I was born in Madison. So then I moved to Iowa. So we have that Iowa-Wisconsin connection, that Midwest blood in us right there. So
yeah, that's why we're such friendly and good people.
Exactly. So after Wisconsin, tell me a little bit. So you said that was your start in hockey. How long were you there calling hockey games for UW-Madison?
I started in 1968, and we did a few games. We didn't do every game. We didn't do every game on the road or at home. Then the Badgers got into the playoffs, and we did the playoffs, and the sponsors said, we'll do the first game, but not promising anything beyond that in the playoffs. Well, we won the first game, and the response for the sponsors was so great. They called right after that game and said, we'll do every game in the playoffs as long as Wisconsin stays alive and keeps winning. And we did. And then they said, we'll do all the games next year. So we had such a great response from the listeners in Madison and in that area that the sponsors stayed on. And in fact, in future years, I would call the sponsors and, are you going to be with us this year? And they said, yeah, sign us up. I said, well, I don't know what the cost is going to be right now. They said, I don't care. Here's our credit card number and everything. Just sign us up. We want to be on the broadcast. We got so many sponsors that I don't even know if this is legal. We sold the station identification. This station identification is brought to you by such and such hardware in Madison, because so many sponsors wanted to get on the broadcast. And it was real satisfying to me to see that response.